Wheelchair users say accessibility to polling stations, especially those with stairs, have made it difficult for them to vote.
We have received complaints, especially for the colleagues on the wheelchairs, that the buildings were not accessible, the building itself. These guys were carried, some of them on stairs into the buildings. Some of them had to be helped outside and stuff like that. That is still a challenge that is standing. I'm not so sure what is going to be done this time, because I know perfectly well that the time when the registration was going on, a lot of complaints, I can say all over the country, were recorded regarding accessibility. I'm not so sure now whether the complaints have been received and been looked into.
Otilia Johannes says getting to a voting venue is an uphill battle unless she gets someone to carry her. She, however, says being carried as an adult is embarrassing, so she would rather prefer to stay home.
You don't have a right to complain if you didn't vote. So I think, especially as the youth ones or the disabled ones, we are the ones that need assistance.
The Electoral Commission of Namibia says it is working on ways to make sure that polling stations or voting areas are accessible to everyone, and it has identified areas where there is a high rate of people with disabilities.
In the past, most of the time we were using public schools, and in those public schools, many of them, they have stairs, and now you find in many times, though in not all venues, we use tents where everyone can enter with easy, instead of using a public infrastructure which are having stairs. We are considering them in many times, and we are expecting also advice from them.
The ECN is leading by example in making sure that not only polling stations are wheelchair user-friendly, but its buildings too. Its headquarters are user-friendly to people with disabilities, where even its elevators have braille functions for blind people. Salima Henok, NBC News, Windhoek.